Welcome back to another Mind the Mic podcast. I'm your host Shubz here with another guest, another special guest. Of course, everyone's special, but it's good to link up with Mars. Mars, what's goody? How are you, Marlene Castaneda? Did I say it right? Oh,
Yes,
probably
you
wrong.
did. It was
Yeah,
good.
let's go, let's go. What's up, Sissy Mars? How you been?
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's been a few years since we always used to jump on the old live streams on Instagram and that,
Yes.
and have long discussions with a lot of different people. I see
Yeah.
you still go live on Instagram a little bit these days still.
Yeah. At least once a week. I
At
try.
least once a week.
At
Yeah,
least.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I haven't been live on there, and I've been live, but it's multi-stream. So like sometimes we live stream these podcasts, and then I just multi-stream from different platforms on there as well. But I haven't been live on Instagram itself for a long time. So yeah. But that's obviously where we connected. But for people that don't know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, all that kind of stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was born and raised in California. So I am a Cali girl
Yeah.
and I am Northern California, which I explored all California. So I'm not biased on where actually in California, but I like to explore, travel, do all those things. I'm an energy healer, so I'm very in tune with the energies and the frequency of the planet, but individual as well. So that is what I do. That's my passion. That's what I
Mm.
master in. Helping people, assist the frequency of humanity to raise up to that next level. So yeah.
Oh no, that's cool. So, Cali girl, where were you born exactly in Cali?
Um, should I say? I was born in Oakland. Okay, so
Oh yeah, Oakland.
I'm yeah, Oakland, California, and I was
Yeah, that's
there,
good.
and yeah, yeah, it's been a journey, and I know that all of us we've been through our journeys and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. Ah, cool.
what
Um,
about you? You were born in.
I was born in Whakatane in Aotearoa, New Zealand. So yeah, that's where I was born. Yeah.
Oh,
Whakatane. Yeah. Sounds like a weird name, obviously, but it's in our language. It doesn't actually mean fuck. No, no. There's a bit of a story behind the name. Apparently, so in our culture, like there's a thing called waka, which is canoes, which is actually the story of Maoris and how they got to New Zealand. We come from Eastern Polynesia, or as the story is told, and ended up in New Zealand, um, which was inhabited at the time, and we obviously got there on canoes that we had built, but so we were part of the great Polynesian migrators. Polynesians have migrated all around the Pacific and voyaged around the Pacific for a long time, like way back, thousands of years. So our people are a part of that. Those people, I guess, that traverse the Pacific Ocean, the vast Pacific Ocean, and you come from somewhere in Eastern Polynesia. Where exactly? I'm not too sure. Some say the what's known today as the Cook Islands. We set off from, and our languages are very similar, so that would make sense. It's or we call it Hawaii Nui, Hawaii Ro, Hawaii Pa Mau Mau. So that's what our ancestors said. That's where we came from. But obviously each the story of the Maori migration and ended up in New Zealand. There was canoes, 7 canoes that landed, that came on the journey to Aotearoa, to New Zealand, and one of those 7 canoes was the Mātātua Waka, which we say whakapapa, but my, I guess, heritage or my bloodline, my family tree goes back to that boat. One part of my family, another part of my family goes back to other boats, but Mātātua Waka, and the canoe itself was at shore, but it started to float away into the ocean, and a lady named Wairaka, she swam out and jumped in the boat and rowed it back. But in our culture, women aren't allowed to do that. In our customs, I guess, our tikanga, we say, and kawa, they aren't allowed to row the boat back. So she had to sort of call to the gods, or created an incantation, I guess you'd say, saying "Kia whakatane au ia hau," I make a man of myself. So she, sort of called on them to make a man of herself, so she could to allow her to row the boat back. Yeah. So that's how whakatane means, she made tane means man. And anyway, we're not here for me. we're here for we're here for Marlene Castaneda. Castaneda. No,
But I like
so,
it.
but
Yeah.
Oakland, California. Obviously, you born there. How long did you spend in Oakland before moving
Until
onwards?
I was 5, and then I moved to the East Bay, and
Okay.
I was there, yeah, until I was a teenager, and then
Yeah.
I moved
Where's East
to
Bay? What's
Stockton.
that? Well, like what's the suburb? Like East Bay.
East Bay is like
Is it?
Hayward.
Oh, Haywood.
It's like
Yes.
it's like on the other side of like uh, s- what is it called? San Francisco. And
Yeah.
it's like Oakland and then San Francisco.
Oh,
So yeah, I've been around that area for quite some time, and yeah,
what was
you've
life
been
like
there?
growing up? Yeah, San Francisco. I have.
Uh,
Yeah, Oakland, just for the old. Not too much, just for the old Warriors, the old stadium they used to have for the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, when I watched the game there, but now
yeah, I
otherwise, not too much.
remember.
More San Francisco.
Okay, I remember the.
I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm just
Mhm. Oh,
sorry. Too many damn screens. Carry on, carry on. I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah,
um,
just
no, I just remember right now. It kind of came to my awareness that I was like watching Disney on Ice in Oakland back in the day when it was the. I don't know if it's still there, but the arena in Oakland, and I remember
Oracle.
that.
Was that it?
Yeah,
Or no?
yeah,
Oh,
and
you
I
went
don't
and
know if
watched
it was
Disney
the
on Ice
Oracle,
there.
but it was Disney on Ice back in the 90s. So um, good old times.
Good old times for sure. And what's your heritage? What's your what ethnicity are your parents?
They are Hispanic, so they are from Mexico,
Well, Mexico.
Mexico, and yeah. So I am first generation here in the United States.
Oh,
Uh,
true. So you speak like good Spanish? Like you?
yes, speak,
Yeah.
cook, all the good stuff.
Yeah. You make tamales and all that stuff.
Tamales,
Yeah, the
tortillas,
tamales. Yeah, let's go.
pozole.
Tacos, all that
What
stuff.
else you want? I
Oh,
got
let's
you.
go. Oh, we gotta come to Sacramento just to get just for some food. I think.
Yeah, just you have to fly in to get something.
Yeah, come
Some
try
good
some of
food.
those tamales. Let's go. No, 100%. Have you been to Mexico? Do you know where your parents are from over in Mexico?
Yes,
Mexico?
I've been there when I was 12,
Okay.
and it's like a little town. It's not it's not the city, but it's nice. It has its things.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
part of Mexico did they come from?
Jalisco. So
Jalisco.
yeah, Jalisco. So Guadalajara, Jalisco.
Oh, Guadalajara. Yeah, let's go. I heard of that one. I heard of that one before.
They have good
Yeah.
food.
Yeah,
Good
I bet.
drinks,
Mm,
and it's
yeah,
all about
100%.
dancing. That's all. That's all
Yeah.
there is to it.
What would be your favorite Mexican food?
I used to love. I still do to this day. Is birria,
Okay,
and
what's that one?
and I think that's more popular nowadays. It's birria, and then now they make the quesadilla. It's like a quesadilla with
Yeah.
the meat inside, and you dip the quesadilla in the sauce. But
Okay.
it's very very popular nowadays. But back in the day, that was my favorite dish growing up.
So no vegan Mars, eh?
No
Marlene, not
vegan.
vegan. No vegan.
No,
You
not
never
back
know these
then.
days, see?
Now I don't eat meat. So it's kind of,
Oh,
but
you don't eat meat now, but you're not vegan.
no, mm-mm,
Or
not vegan.
what are you, vegetarian, pescatarian?
Yeah, so vegetarian. Um, yeah, it's kind of, it's not all the way vegan. It's like if you don't consume what milk or eggs and things like that. I do eat that,
Yeah.
but I try to stay more green based diet.
Okay.
Um, that's
How
more
long have you
new.
been on that?
For about 6 months or a little bit longer. It just
How,
transitioning, right? It's like we're all transitioning to be that, but it takes some time for your body to get used to that lifestyle.
mm,
And then, but it's not like full on jumping in and all of a sudden cutting everything off. It's
yeah.
just little bits at a time, cutting it down. And maybe, yeah, I'll eat meat like once a month, maybe if my
Okay.
body is wanting it, but
Yeah.
it's not like my everyday thing, you know?
Oh, okay. So not exactly a full vegetarian, just like but mostly
Yeah.
vegetarian at the moment. Not vegan. Still eat eggs. Still eat
Yeah.
maybe cheese, milk, etc.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's
Oh, interesting.
and I think I want everybody, or everybody should listen to their bodies, right? Whatever their body is wanting, it's go with what your body wants. So whatever you're grabbing at the grocery store, wherever you are, if your hand is extending to grab that, except for like, the junk food and all that, of
Mhm.
course you're gonna want to eat that. But whatever whatever you're gonna go and try to grab, then that's what your body needs.
Yeah. No. Cool.
Yeah.
There's some cool points you're making there. w- when it comes to that, was there like a turning point for you where you decided like, oh, I'm gonna start to wean off meat or something? Was
Yes.
there a moment where you can remember?
Yes, there was, because my mission is to help people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And by me helping and assisting people, I for me to be the master that I want to be is
Mm-hmm.
to remove these things out of my diet so I could feel people, so I could
Oh.
feel more, right? And it's very complex, but that's the actual reason, because I want to be better at what I do to help
Mm-hmm.
better, and I want to feel people at a very extreme kind of deep level. So I wanted to, how like the ayahuasca and how you have
Oh
the
yes.
dieta and how you eat just beans and fish. That is kind of what I wanted to do, and that's one of the reasons that I did that, is because I wanted to feel the human body or whoever I'm working with to its fullest form, and
Mm.
so because that was what I wanted to do, that's why I went in that way. And ever since then, it's only getting stronger and it's more intense, but it's allowing me to see deeper, understanding the person deeper. I could feel your whole entire body pretty
Mm-hmm.
much, and I know
Oh, where do you
what.
feel it? Where,
Well, like, oh,
where do
you
you
want
feel
me to
it?
tell it for you? You want me?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
Let's
for
go.
you, when we first got on, I could feel your it's like sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra is more
Huh?
like
I don't know much about chakras, but you can teach me. Okay, carry on.
so the sacral chakra is in is the second chakra. So it's where it's your creativity, your passion, um your drive, your sexualness, being in tune with yourself in a very an intimate way. So
Oh,
when I feel that, it's kind of it's either activating or it's expanding, because we are creating something right now. So to
oh, I
me,
see.
yeah. So it's like, okay, it's normal and it's good, right? And
Mm.
so and that's what tells me these cues of people's bodies. It tells me what they need to work on, or what they're lacking, or what they're insecure about. It just depends, and it's throughout your whole entire body. So we have these energy centers, and these centers give out a certain vibration, and they give out whether you're lacking or you're full of, and that is your graduation um, indication as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how did all of this start? Now we're progressing. Oh, you how did this whole energy vibe, this work that you do, how did this begin? Have you always been in tune with energies and all that?
I always have, as I was little, right, when I was younger, but I forgot that that was what I was carrying, right? It's like all of us, we do carry that, and but we forget because of society, you know, people, so on and so on. So I
Hmm.
always had that. I was very in tune with people's energies. And once I got into my awakening, I realized that that's what was happening, because I think back then they didn't have a name for it, right? But now they have a name. Now it's an empath. Now it's a highly sensitive
Okay.
person. You know what I mean? So now there's a name, and now we could point to that and say that's what I am.
So you're empath. So that's what, because I've heard people say that before. I'm an empath. I heard my brother tell me he's the empath too. So yeah, you're
Oh,
empath
nice.
too.
So it's kind of like a psychic empath. So I
Okay. So what can you do? What's give me some? Can you tell me what the lotto numbers are this weekend or not? Just joking.
I wish, but source and the spiritual realm does not work that way, because they don't, it's like they don't believe in that, but at the same
Yeah, yeah.
time, it's like, you know, if I knew it, I would have won already.
Yeah, I see, I see. So yeah, but so you pretty much you've always been in tune with that side of things. When did it become a, like, when did you decide to take it as a career? When did that calling happen?
um so that was about 3 years ago when I had my awakening, and when I
Yeah.
had my spiritual awakening, um that was like a crucial point. So whenever somebody has a spiritual awakening, the first month to 3 months of your first initial spiritual awakening, that's when you're activating a lot and you're downloading a lot of information of who you are. Maybe not why you're here, but kind of who you are, because you're remembering parts of yourself that you forgot. And so
Mm,
that initial month for me was, um, I started to meditate. You know, I unlocked things of myself. I remembered that I was a healer. You know, and
okay.
it
Or
just
like in a
comes
past life,
to your,
or like, is that what you're talking about? Like
yeah,
past life stuff?
the past life
I
I
think
was
I think that's like when when I met you, was around that time. I think like
yeah,
3 years ago.
yeah,
When
that's when I first started doing all of that. and
yeah,
and and yeah, and then that's why I was, you know, chatting with you guys, and just, you know, because
yeah.
it's exciting, you know, it's like, oh my goodness, you know, I discovered something. And but that was at that time. And yeah, it was a journey since then. But for you to understand and kind of know where who you are, it's important. And yeah, I
What was
figured out
the
that I was a healer at that
okay?
time.
What was the, well, what happened? Like, what was there, like a moment when you speak of awakening? Was there a moment that you're like, oh, this is
Well,
me.
you
Like,
know,
this is
like, so,
my
like,
journey. This is what I want to do. Or
well, and it normally doesn't happen that way. It kind of happens
okay.
in a sense of something is happening drastically. It could be chaotic in your life. It could be a breaking moment, and it could be like a catalyst. It could be a tower moment, however you want to call it. But in that moment, and you could ask yourself, this is not the life that I want. I there's something wrong. I'm doing something that I shouldn't, like, I don't understand it, but it's a cycle that is repeating itself. And if I do the same thing, the outcome is going to continue. So I need to change the outcome. So I need to change what
Hmm.
I am doing. And that's when everything starts. That's when your whole body shifts. So when I said those things, those words on its own, it kind of like rang a bell to the universe, like she's ready, like okay, let's go in, let's all tackle this moment kind of thing. And that's when it started for me. But it was very intense because the spiritual realm, that's when they came to me. And at that moment it was like my father, he passed when I was very young. I was 17 years old, and he came into my dream. I
Mm,
was actually dreaming that I was a baby fetus in a
mm,
womb, and I felt a man's hand on my shoulder. But at that moment, I didn't
yeah.
have a man in my house. But in my dream, I knew that I didn't, and that I had to wake up out of my dream because it was happening in my physical body. And so
Okay.
and so this man was massaging my shoulder, but that was what my dad used to do. He would massage
Okay.
my shoulder, and then he was shaking me back and forth, and I
Not
woke up.
just not in like a weird way. Was he massaging? Did he wait? Nah, nah. Was he like?
No,
It was
no, I
no, no,
think
no.
that was his. I think that was his calling card. Like it's
Oh,
me,
okay,
because
okay.
if he was shaking me, I wouldn't have known it was him.
Oh, I see what you're
You
saying.
know what I
Okay,
mean?
okay. Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
so
No,
so
no. But
it,
I mean, your dad, like he was a good man. He wasn't a
oh
dirty
yeah,
man.
no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no.
Okay, just
He
making
was
sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
no,
Shout out to
no.
you.
He was like, it's like a ride or die. You know, like we're like a team. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, shout out to what was his name?
Remy, short
Remy,
for Remigio.
Remigio, Remigio.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Remigio.
that's cool name.
Yeah,
Remigio.
he's cool. Um, so he did that. He shook me. He's saying like, "Wake up," like that. I woke
Mhm.
up out of my dream, and then my shoulder was still moving back and forth, and I'm like
Mm,
freaking out, because I'm like, "What's happening? What's going on?"
yep.
And then my whole body froze, and I saw this being on the side of my body, and it was a crystal form, and it was blue. And and I'm like, and those are the moments that you can't get it out of your mind. You're like, I need to know more. Why is this happening? Like,
Yep.
what's going on? And so
Yep.
you deep dive into it, and that's when everything broke loose. And I was like shocked out of my mind.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to the bird, Remigio. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. we
Remigio.
we
So
we mhm.
yeah.
No, we had like a contract, right? Like it's kind of like, hey, I know 100% that I could wake her up if you could give me an opportunity to do so and so and so. You know what I mean? Like that was
Mm,
my understanding later on, of what happened, what took place.
mm. Oh, that's cool. So he was 17 when you passed. You were 17. Sorry, when he passed away. Um, how young are you now? If for the
Oh
people,
my goodness, you can't ask me that.
come on now, it's all energy. It's all energy, baby. Uh,
It's like if I could remember, how old am I? 34. I'll be
34.
35. Yeah, I'll be 35 in July.
Oh, true. That's the Mexicans, eh? They're like us, like Maldives. You don't even know how old we are, eh? Yeah,
What about
35. So
you? How old are you?
32. I think I'm 32. Hold
What?
up. No, no, 33. Am I 33? I don't know. What's the year?
Yeah.
2024. Right. To be honest, I didn't like think I'd make it to 18. So
Oh
like
my
I haven't,
goodness.
and then like I'll yeah, I don't know. I always forget. I don't even know. I never really had birthdays or anything, so they're really not sure. Like
Yeah.
I had a big 21st, which is like, but that's about it. Like I never had a quinceañera. Nah,
You want
nah, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
one?
But yeah, yeah. So I think I'm 1991. What are you? 90? No, 80?
Oh,
89? 80?
89.
Okay,
89.
yeah. So 91. So I must be what? 32. I'm 33 in November.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So quinceañera on way. No, just
That means we're celebrating. So
yeah.
what
That's
is your
good. What was?
zodiac sign in
Uh,
November? So
Scorpio, I
you're
think. Yeah, yeah, I don't know too much about that. What does that mean?
well, that means you're a water sign. So you're
Mm-hmm.
you're like smooth with your words. You know what to say, when to say it.
Mm,
Um,
true.
yeah.
Oh, hopefully,
Um,
give it a go. So I'm a water sign, eh? Yeah, water sign. Well, but what else? What other? How much do you think? And this is like a debate I've always had with people who are like, how much do you think your zodiac sign contributes to who you are as opposed to the life you live? Like, if you have a traumatic upbringing, like for myself, right? I'll speak about a little bit, molested and all that kind of stuff by a few people. I don't share it as like to be pity me, just share it just in general,
mhm,
because I think that one, you should be open about it. Like, you should be able to not be afraid to speak on those kinds of things. Like, there was obviously a lot of violence and even drugs and alcohol at times as well. Just like a lot of people. But how does like your upbringing? I mean, so how does your star sign determine who you are more than your upbringing? Or do you think your upbringing has something to do with your life as well, or your journey in life, like the stuff you have to endure? Does that shape who you are, or do you believe that it's more the star sign, than, or is it a combination?
I think it's a combination of all of it because you are made or you were planned or you planned um, all your characteristics and your signs and everything. And I feel like you put yourself in that situation based off of what you're good at, what you need to learn from, right? So I think it's a combination because even if your natal chart, it asks you where you're born, and
Your
so
what? Natal chart? What's natal chart?
natal
Oh, like
chart.
post. Oh, like when you're born.
Yeah, it asks you the day, the time you were born, and the location you were born, and so that kind of influences your characteristics, right? And then I think
Mm-hmm.
that correlates with your environment and where you were raised. So I feel like everything is uniquely orchestrated for you. So you
Mm-hmm.
are the universe, and so everything around you is made for you specifically. So that is my understanding of that. So I think everything is it's where it needs to be.
Yeah, solid, solid. Going back to your father, what was your dad like? What was he like as a guy? Obviously, you see, you had a contract. You were a team. Was he? Was
Yeah.
he? What was
Um
life like? What was your dad like? If you could explain your dad to people.
um he's such an amazing person because he's very strong, right? Very strong-willed. Um, he loves to teach, right? So I was like his student, and I love to learn. So he would show me in different ways that are very teacher like, right? So we would plants. We had a garden, and we did our own crops and things like that. And so we would go out in the morning, and we would um, look at the plants. So he'll show me, and he'll let me know how to do certain things. And so
Mm,
basically everything that I needed to know at an early age, I learned, right? Didn't know why that was, but he always wanted the best for me. And he was a fighter, you know. He had cancer for 20 years of his life.
oh, damn.
Mhm. So since I was born, um, I was growing up going to the hospital with him and kind of seeing him in those conditions, kind of like everything kind of came full circle for me because of me being a healer and stuff like that, and understanding that, you know, I could have prevented that, but it wasn't for me to prevent, but it was for me to observe and kind of see. But he always wanted me to be around, and I didn't know why, but I feel like he always knew that I was a healer.
Hold up, you can some like you can heal some cancers and stuff.
Um, and the thing is with that is the frequency. So cancer is it's your cells reproducing at a really rapid pace, and when they're not balanced, so it has to come back to its balanced form and kind of slow down the process of the cells. So if we're able to redirect the cells to be in more a calming state and not reproduce as rapid, then yes, that is something tangible that we could um, look into even deeper, right? And so um which it takes time, and it takes the person wanting, because that's all that takes is a person wanting to change the outcome so badly that they'll do whatever it takes to get out of that. And there's scenarios that people had a miracle of not having cancer anymore, you know what I mean?
Mm. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So you haven't yourself done that yet? Been able, you haven't
um
had the
i
experience
i
of
had
doing it
i
yet?
had a couple of clients that had cancer. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of it had to do with the brain.
Mm.
And so the brain it takes over the body. So if your brain is not in alignment with your body, so your brain is saying all of these negative things, like I'm not going to be cured, I'm going to this, that, whatever it is, then your body will understand your brain. But if
Mm.
you have to change your subconscious mind to reprogram your whole entire body. If you are a person that always have negative self-talk, um so that's one scenario. There's different scenarios because everybody's unique and everyone's different. There was another client that had cancer, but he was a child. And the thing is that with him, he loves to listen to frequencies and stuff like that. But he was opening up to me. But the thing is that the parents didn't want, it's so weird, but the parents didn't want the child to be healed by not medicine. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Like,
well, I guess that's the standard that a lot of people are used to, right? Like it's in their face, and especially being
yeah,
in your country, because the USA and there's only two countries in the world where you're allowed to advertise, pharmaceuticals on TV, and it's in your country and in New Zealand. I come from, they're only two countries, so it's not. I don't think out of the out of the understanding of myself to think like, oh yeah, that's probably a big reason why, because people are probably just used to that, right? It's all
yeah,
they've known a lot of their life, and yeah, like you get sick, you go to the doctors. I personally don't really go to the doctors at all. Like I haven't been for years, and like
yeah,
I can't even remember when. Like the last time was probably when I had a car crash. Like I mean, years ago. But besides going for that, like that stuff, like
yeah.
I'm not really a big doctor guy
And
anyway, like for me personally.
yeah,
But I could understand that there's parents being that way.
which is,
Like,
there's nothing wrong with the medical system because they serve a purpose, and I'm not here to go against that. It's
ooh, I don't
just
know. I think there's plenty wrong. But yeah,
I'm
carry
not
on.
gonna go against just trying to throw that out there. It's like it's like in emergency situations when your arm is cut off or something happens, it's
Yeah,
like
of
you're
course.
gonna go to that because it's happening in the spirit and in the physical. See, but before that happens to the physical body, you have to take care of the spiritual self before
Hmm.
it gets to that extreme. When it gets to that extreme, that means that you're venturing off the wrong road for a long time. And so that's what it is. It's all energetic.
Energy, a lot of
Mm.
energy, eh? You have children, right?
I have three kids.
Three kids, three kids.
Three,
That's it.
yeah.
What are the ages, if
So
you don't mind?
14, almost 12, my daughter
Yeah.
is 12, and my smallest, he's 9, he'll be 10 in November.
And do you
So
plan on having any more, or is that you? Are you done?
I don't know. Whatever the universe wants to. I don't know. I mean,
Is
I'm
it the
still
universe or you or some
young.
good
Or me.
times?
I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, as a mother, what with your your gift, I guess you call it. Do you heal them or anything, or like do you? Is there
Yeah.
anything where your gift comes into play when it comes to your children?
Yeah, it does a lot. With my daughter, especially with her, it's kind of, I mean, with all of them, to a certain extent, right? It's kind of like, oh, I have a tummy ache, or I have a headache, and then all I do is just put my hand on their forehead or their chest or their stomach, and then it just changes everything. Um,
Oh, I needed a mum like you. I think my mum used to my headaches. My mum used to make them boom, 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 boom. Nah.
it's like, um, get out of the kitchen.
So do they are they? Do you feel like out of the three, do you feel like any of them have the gift as well?
Yeah, my daughter. I think it's generational, right? And it a lot has to do with being a woman or a girl. It's just different. It's not that all that men don't. That's not the case, but something about the energy of a girl or woman, or you know, it's very healing. But it's generational, so it's through generations, right?
Mm,
Yeah.
interesting. So what? So how does it work? Like if someone's to come to you, like how do they reach out to you? Just through is it like Instagram?
Yeah,
what's the best?
so Instagram, Mars Plus, double S.
Yeah,
Um, so at Mars Plus at the end, double S. Um, you could go to my website, Holistic Health, or no, Humanity Holistic Health.com.
yeah.
Um, and just that's mostly what I the platforms that I utilize. Yeah, I have TikTok and all of that, but you could utilize that, or you could go to my Instagram because that's where I'm mostly on,
Mm.
and
So
that's easy.
yeah, so how does it work? They reach out to you and they come visit you, or how like where do you go and see
It's
them? Or
it's two things. So you could go on my webpage, you could book a session with me, or you could
yeah,
message me and book a session. It's very, very important, a time and a date. That is how the spiritual realm works. Um, and we kind of get everything together in that side to prepare and so we could do it over the phone, right? And it
okay,
works the same way as in person. I
mm-hmm,
have my own office as well. You could go on my webpage if you want to come down and visit me and do a session in person. We could do that as well.
mm-hmm,
The person one, you just feel you just feel my hands in certain places, like the bottom of your feet, on your hands, the back of your head, and things like that. But over the phone, you feel these things all over your body as well. But it's not my physical hands, but it's
mm,
my energy on you, and it could last for hours, and it can last for so it's 30 days. Pretty much you're detoxing, your cells are becoming more light, and so consuming water is also very important.
okay. Consuming water. What else should they consume?
Just being more light in eating, I think that would be best, but it's mostly sleep. So if you are not consuming that much water, you'll be very dehydrated and you will feel like you just drank. Sometimes you feel like you're high because you are actually physically higher levels of consciousness, or higher levels of um, like ascension. right? So you'll feel high regardless.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So everyone
Yeah, the
has a
high.
unique experience.
Up the high.
Huh?
Speaking of highs, so obviously that's how they reach out to you. Have you like ayahuasca and you spoke on ayahuasca? Have you done ayahuasca before?
I have not. No.
Mhm.
Um, I have
Do you
done
plan on doing it?
mushrooms.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
mushrooms.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I remember that. I remember that story you told me about. Remember that
Oh,
you climbed the mountain and that, but you were just
yeah,
remember.
yeah. I was.
Tell that story. Tell that story for the people. That's a good one.
Okay, so what was I saying? so okay, so I'm going up. I took some mushrooms, right? And I wanted to go climb it was kind of a mountain, but it was like a hilltop. And I was seeing, what is it, the acorns, um and they were telling me that that's like people's consciousness. It's like your pineal gland, right? And that's
Hmm.
where they lie only in the beginning stage of the journey, because they can't go any further. And so I'm going up the hill, and there's less and less pine cones. And that's how, people will stop halfway through the journey, because it's just too much for them to handle. And once you get to the top, there's like one or two, and that's when you're enlightened, right? And I was and I was taking shrooms that time, which is just deeper understanding, right? It's your third eye opening more to these concepts that normally
Hmm.
you wouldn't, because you're very in this physical plane, and your mental state is not outside of this world, right? And so I don't know exactly what I said. I was like, yeah, I was doing this, and at the end I was just laying in my bed. And you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, oh, I did all this thing. I got all the way to the top of the mountain, and then I was just in my bed. I was like, oh shit, that was hilarious. I remember that story. I was because when you told it too, you got like right into the journey, and we were like, I was on the journey with you. I was like, let's go. We're on the journey, and I can't remember. I can't remember who else. One of the couple of the boys were in there too, in the boxes with us, and you're telling the story, and I was like, oh yeah, yeah, okay. And then we get to the end of the story, and yeah, I was just in my bed. I was like, what? And then, and then no, but I think what got me in that story was that you left the mushroom part out to the end. You didn't
Oh,
tell the you told the mushroom, yeah, because I was just on mushrooms. I was like, oh shit, yeah, yeah. This time you prefaced with the mushrooms, which now
yeah,
it's
yeah.
anybody that hears
It,
is not as it's probably not as as weird that you
oh, but
ended
I
up.
could
Yeah.
tell you another story.
Okay, tell me. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Tell me the stories. Let's go,
Oh,
Mars.
um,
Marlene Castan. Oh, hold up. Let's do this again. Castan. How does it go again? Say it again like proper
Castañeda.
Spanish. Castañeda.
Castañeda. Yeah.
Castañeta.
Yeah.
Castañeta. Let's see.
So me and my friends, okay, so we were a little excited. So we were going to San Francisco, and we're like, okay, you know what? Let's just do it right now. It's not gonna kick in until like an hour later. And I'm not saying I'm for it. Everybody does however their body feels like doing. Just throwing that out there. Um, and like literally 15 minutes in, and I'm like, I don't know about this. This is a little too much. Like, this is kind of crazy. I wasn't driving. I was in the passenger side, and everything was intense. Like, all the signs, physical things were happening. Like, all the
Yeah.
signs were like in the middle of the road. And I'm like, what is happening? I'm like freaking out. And then all I see, right, is the trees, and they're like swaying back and forth. And I'm like, man, I feel like I'm in the desert, like I'm thirsty or something.
Okay.
And it's funny because I was playing Bad Bunny, right? And I was going into this portal, right? And the portal started. It was like hearts. It was like hearts and going into this portal, and I was going into it. And then I was like, man, does he do this for everyone? Right?
Bad Bunny.
Is Bad Bunny. And I was like, is he doing this for everyone? Like, is he luring me into his territory, you know? And I was like, this is so crazy. And I was like, damn, Bunny, you're bad. Because he was like
Oh,
going
you're
there.
bad. Yeah, Buddy. Mm.
uh, because I felt like he was there with all these other women. And I was like, wow, this is pretty intense. I mean, if this kind of leaks out, yeah, I don't know, but it was a different experience, and I was able to see people in different like cliques, like
Mhm.
influencers. There's different influencers, and I'm not gonna name who, but
Name
uh,
one. Nah.
spiritual influencers, okay,
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
and
Yeah, yes, yeah.
and they were there, and I saw
Are these
them,
your ops?
and kind of, they're like, we've been
They're
waiting
your
for,
ops, eh? These your ops.
yeah, they're like, we've been waiting for you to get
Ratatata.
here. And I was like, oh my goodness, like all of this stuff that was taking place. But it was a good experience, right? It's like
Let's
sometimes you
get
have
them
to
ops.
get
Let's get them ops. Let's get them ops. Let's get them ops, baby. Let's go.
yeah, but it's not for everyone to do, and you have to
Mm,
be at that state to be able to receive and the
yeah.
information, especially because the more that you have on you, like different traumas and masks, it's harder to get to that level of going deeper into information. And
Okay.
so people take it to remove egos, right? It's like ego deaths. um,
Mm.
but once you already removed a lot of that, once you do it, you get full on information, right? I have a lot of different experiences I'm not gonna go into, but
You
it's
do what
fun.
you feel.
It
Yeah,
is fun.
100%. Um, cool, cool. Solid. There's I think this whole world, because I don't, I'm pretty just, I just do my thing, but I'm open to hearing all these kinds of, alternative thought and stuff like that. I think it's cool, and like obviously on this platform, I'm trying to give everyone a voice in a way, like everyone that's, whether they someone that's got a bit of fame as an athlete or musician, or even just someone that like yourself that's just doing your thing in your realm and learning. And there's probably people that'll watch this and think, oh, Shubz, what the hell is this? And then there's probably people that'll be like, wow, this is amazing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
polarizing, but that's okay. Like I think it's cool just hearing and sharing your journey and the things that you enjoy and you get up to, and sort of what makes you tick. Yeah, and hopefully it helps the business as well. Is there anything else that you want to speak on before we do get out of here? I got a couple of questions as well before we do, but I thought I'd leave the floor to you if you have anything that you want to speak on exactly before I ask
Um,
the quick questions before we get out of here.
no, you could ask your questions. I mean, I could go all day and talk all day, but no,
Yeah,
yeah,
this doesn't have to be the last time we talk either. I mean, on here,
yeah.
I'm sure we'll catch up again. Maybe in the flesh too, as well. Come try some of those tamales. Let's go. And what was that thing? What's that thing you called? How do you say it again?
Birria, birria.
What? Casaviria. Vidia?
Oh, casaviria, yeah.
Casaviria. So can you, I know you don't really eat meat, but can you make some casaviria?
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, we're
That
coming
was a
for that. We're
dish I
coming for
had
that.
to
Casaviria.
learn. I had to learn that dish
Yeah.
because it was my favorite. I'm like, oh, I
Oh, we're
gotta
gonna
do it.
come try out some casaviria. Sissy Mars, let's go. All right. If you could have one superpower, what do you choose and why? You already got a superpower of healing, but what other superpowers would you choose if you could choose one, and why?
Hmm. I think I would always say invincibility. Uh,
Invincibility.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Why?
um, I feel like kind of either I want to be funny and just play around with other people,
Yeah.
right? Kind of, kind of
Oh.
trip them out,
Oh.
doing some ghost stuff, but actually
Oh.
being alive.
Oh,
Because I am pretty
invisibility. You mean
funny, you know.
You mean like
And
invisible? Yeah, yeah, you are. You
yeah,
actually are. Yeah, yeah. You invisibility. Is that what you mean? You
yeah,
said
yeah,
invincibility.
yeah,
Invisibility. Okay. So you want to be like, yeah, I get it. So you want to just play pranks on people and have a laugh, right?
yeah. I think. I mean, why not? You know, it's like do something to make people laugh or pee their pants. It's like why not?
Let's go. We'll do both. Let's go. I like it. I like it. If you could only choose one meal for the rest of your life, what meal do
Oh,
you choose?
me and my kids always say this stuff. Like
Yeah.
we
And so what?
always.
So, okay. So what do the kids
um,
choose? What do the kids choose for the food? And what does
I
mom
think they were
choose?
either thinking, "Oh, should we have pizza the rest of our lives, or should we have like mac and cheese, or
Oh
should
yeah.
we have?" I'm like, man, that's kind of hard to say because it's I don't know. If I'm able, okay, so
Casaviria? No, no, no.
I think I'll have like those smoothie drinks. Like I think I could have
Oh,
that
okay.
because
Just
that's kind of
smoothies for the
good.
rest of your life. What kind? What are
Yeah,
you having? And choose
like
what flavor? What flavor?
I think I'll have like some blueberries, some strawberries, some a little bit of spinach in there, so I could
Oh
get
yeah.
get that
Popeye.
Popeye, and then yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Movie.
Uh, yeah, that's cool. If you could travel to anywhere physically in the world, give me a top three destinations. Where would you travel to?
Mm. Okay, number one place I would like to go is Japan. I really
Okay,
love their
arigato.
culture. Yeah,
Yeah.
arigato. I really like Spain. I really want to check out Spain because it does run in my family as well through generations. So I kind of want to check that out.
Hmm.
And another thing, it's kind of hard to say. Hmm, probably Ireland. I don't know why.
Ireland.
Yeah,
Why?
Ireland. I don't know. I
Is
just
it the
feel like
accent?
that's
Or what do you, is it
well,
the
my
accent, or you
children
want to
are
go do like Heineken?
Heineken. I
Not
want to go
Heineken,
have
sorry,
a
Guinness,
drink.
Guinness. Wrong bloody place. Heineken's Dutch. Yeah, yeah. Guinness, yeah.
Yeah, I want to go have a drink in the pub,
Yeah,
and
the
just
pub. And
like
what are you saying about your kids?
um I think all they would also like to go to those places too.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Nah,
Yeah.
visualization, right? You big on visualization?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's visualize 10 years from now. Marlene Castaneda. Castaneda?
Mhm.
Oh, I'll
Yeah.
get that one day. I'll get it. I'll get it. Hmm, yeah.
Yeah. We get
What does it
it.
look like 10 years from now? 10 years from now, Miles, what's the life like for you?
Actually, I did have a vision about this, but
Ooh, vision.
um it's kind of and it is kind of 10 years. It's like I'm standing with a group of individuals that it's not that I'm their teacher or they're my student, but we're all equal and we're standing in front of an audience. And so
Hmm?
for me, it could be anything, right? It's like we're creating something. We're making a difference in the world. And so we're all of us are there. It's not just one, it's many of us. And we are expanding something good, right? Because it was like people clapping and they're excited. So that is my vision, and I'm going to stick to it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. For anybody that's in this field and in this whole holistic health healing, I don't know what to call it. I just call it trippy. because yeah, it's like I just call it trippy. Yeah, this whole trippy space. Anybody that's maybe interested in pursuing a career like yours. What one piece of advice would you give them?
um like, don't give up and keep going, like, because things in the outside, the dark side, right,
Mm,
are going to try to stop you, because you are meant to change something, some, or people, or whatever it is. And so
mm-hmm,
don't give up and keep going, like, keep the momentum going, and have an eagerness to make a difference in the world. And it could be just one person, or even yourself. Making a difference for yourself is for you to continue doing work, continue seeking knowledge and wisdom. But you have to keep going and don't stop, right? It's like, for me, and being a healer, i I got that, and I ran with it, and I started reaching out for people, and doing all of these things, and I haven't stopped ever since then. And it's not going to stop, because I know the benefits of it. And so it's you knowing how much of an impact that you're able to make in the world.
wow, beautiful, beautiful. I love that. What's your advice for are you for mothers out there that may be new to the game, because you've been in the game what 13 or 13 14 years 14 years? What's your
Yeah.
any advice for mothers out there that do you do it alone, or do you have help? Are you I don't know
I
how
have help and stuff like that.
yeah.
So I feel like the advice that I have for them is to be patient, love yourself first. Your time is important. Alone time is important to have,
Mm,
and then give everything to them when you are with them, right? It's like, try to analyze with them, and not in kind of having a friendship in a way.
mm-hmm,
But it's just more understanding them and what they're going through, because it is tough times, and it's hard. And it's more of being that person they could speak with, that person they could turn to, and just be patient with them, because you are the only thing that they have, you know so.
oh, I like that. The only thing they have. um did you have a lot of support, like in like in the in raising all three of them, or
It was very rocky, let me tell you. It was
yeah.
very rocky, and it was times of pure darkness, in my
Mm,
life. And I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of moms out there that are going through that as well. And
yep,
I feel for them, because I was there.
yep.
And but I did what I had to do, to have a good environment for my children, and
Yep.
to or have them be in a safe place,
Yep.
and feel loved, and not feel like they're just, you know there. So it was a lot of that, and I had to
Mm.
make those changes, those transitions, for their life. So I understand very well.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, you've been in the game a minute, so you understand for sure. Time is the most valuable commodity we have as human beings, I believe. And I just want to thank you, Marlene Castaneda, for sharing your time with us. And I hope it's not the last time. Oh, I'm sure it's not the last time we'll catch up, because we've been homies for a minute, so I'm sure we'll be homies for. We got to at least try that. The Casta was it, how does it go again? Oh, I already forgot it. My brain's fogged.
Quesadilla.
Quesadilla, yeah, quesadilla. Yeah, we're gonna try one of the quesadilla and some tamales and all that
Um,
kind of stuff. So yeah, we're gonna come and try those for sure. But yeah, thank you for your time, thank you
yeah,
for your light, your energy, and yeah, I just want to send strength for the journey ahead, and I look forward to connecting more and maybe doing a few more of these. And
yeah.
I'm thinking of starting, or not thinking of, in the works with a couple of legends to to do a podcast weekly around the space. Would you be interested in
Oh, yeah.
participating in it? If your schedule matches up with the times and all of that, would you be interested?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, so like one is sort of like yourself. She more focuses on midi, which is like a Maori, or which are Maori, like native to New Zealand, Polynesian. Uh, that's what our people are. But she focuses on a lot of those, but she also incorporates other different healers, like from like Chinese medicine, Indian medicine. She incorporates all different kinds of medicines into her work, her mahi, we call it work. So yeah, I think the connection there will be cool to like link yourself up with them. And then my bro Lexi's very into it. He's more, I think, on the receiving side. He received a lot of healing from a lot of different people, and so he's big on it, and understands a lot more than I do. But I think it's cool too to have maybe three people that know, and then also someone like myself who's just curious and is open but
And
doesn't
then
really
I was
know.
thinking we should do a session with you, and then we could talk about it as well, and that would be nice.
Ooh, sounds scary.
Either we're in or out.
No, out, eh? Nah, yeah, we'll talk about it all then. Yeah, but big blessings to you. Thank you so much for watching this full episode of Mind the Mic. It takes a lot of time, energy, and effort to create these episodes. So to know that you've watched and listened to the entire thing means the world to myself and all our hosts. If you could, before you leave, please hit the subscribe button and share this episode out to as many people as possible. It would help us so much. Thank you again to everybody that's still here, still watching. Thank you for all your comments, all your shares, all the DMs. Appreciate you all. Make sure you follow us on every platform. Have an awesome morning. Have an awesome night, depending on where you are in the world. Mind the mic out.
Oi, have you hit the link in bio yet?
Watch full episodes on YouTube or listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all streaming platforms.